Welcome Donk gamers to this wonderful video where I'm very excited to share with you my knowledge on the fastest way to rise trophies in Brawl Stars. And this is the main reason why I also created this channel, so that hopefully people can rise trophies as fast as possible. And also to maybe share some of my gameplay so that you guys can see a bit and maybe be like, I don't know, just enjoy it. But you sure this is the fastest way? You sure this is the fastest way to rise trophies? Are you sure you're not even close to top 1 in the world? Well, this is the fastest way to rise, but whether it's the fastest way to rise in skill is another thing. But yes, I also have covered a few things on how to rise yourself in skill, things that not many people will consider. And I was the former top 400 in the world, and in Singapore I'm at least like, I was the top 30 in Singapore. So it's quite decent, I'm quite okay. And my methods are very logical and it's all developed by me. I've not watched a single tutorial video in any other YouTubers. This strategy is based by my experience, by my thinking, and it has proved multiple times because whenever I want to rise, I just use this method and it just rise real fast. Now I'm not rising because I'm not trying to rise, I have to do all this YouTube content and all that. So let's go. Now this video will be broken down into 5 different parts, and within these 5 parts there will be many sub-points, sub-tips for how you can rise your trophies. Alright, so these are the 5 different categories, which is first, to rise your trophies you have to improve your skill, right? Unless your skill is really up there and you just want to catch up to your reserve trophies, then you can just skip the first point if you're actually that strong. But if not, of course, you want to improve your skill, and I'll teach you how you can improve your skill very easily. This is very simple to apply. Not many people know, but just by knowledge you can improve your skill. Secondly, we'll talk about playing conditions. How playing conditions will also affect your gameplay. Playing in a bus, playing on a train, playing without sound, playing with randoms. All this affects your timing, your timing to rise fast. Thirdly, we'll have a point about choosing Showdown as your gameplay until you are good with 1v1. Now, I don't think many people would think about that. Some people also, of course, uses Showdown to rise fast because Showdown is pretty much all by yourself. There's no randoms, and you might rely on other randoms to just get eliminated easily, and then you can just climb trophies easily. But the main reason why I asked you to choose Showdown is so that you're good with 1v1. And once you're good with 1v1, you can be a very good team player at 3v3 game modes like Brawl Ball, Jam Grab, and that is honestly the fastest way to rise, which is 3v3 game mode. But Showdown is a very consistent game. It's a very consistent rise, but not the fastest, Alright, so we come to the 4th point, which is focus on rising lower trophy brawlers. Now, I think I've seen many 30k, 40k, just rising to rank 35. Of course, maybe just for the fun of it. They're not really thinking about, I want to rise trophies fast. I just want to get to brawler rank 35. I want to have 1 rank 35. Sure. There's no wrong in there. But if you want to rise the fastest, then focus on rising your lower trophy brawlers. Alright? And for the last part, we'll talk about mentality in Brawl Stars. Like guys be thinking, it's just a game. What mentality is there? Just play as much as possible so that I can rise as much as possible. But playing more doesn't mean more trophies, which I think many of you guys know. Playing more doesn't mean more trophies. It's really the playing condition, when you play, who you play with, that affects whether you get higher and higher. So these are the 5 main points. Improve your skill, playing conditions, choose Showdown until you're good with 1v1, focus on rising lower trophy brawlers, and last but not least, your mentality to know when to stop playing Brawl Stars and when you should play Brawl Stars. So let's move on to the first category, which is improve your skill. Now, no matter what, if you're not number 1 in the world, or even if you're number 1 in the world, there is something to improve in Brawl Stars. There's no way you can say your accuracy is 100%. There's no way you can say you can dodge every single bullet. So that is pretty much skills that you need to improve on. But currently, what I'm talking about here is skills that currently you can actually improve. Right? Dodging, accuracy, it all takes time, right? But for accuracy though yes, it takes time, but there might be something that's causing you to not increase further. And that will bring us to the first point, which is custom your controls. What do you mean by custom your controls? Is when you play your phone, And I'm using my sister's iPad, custom control, right? You have to custom the button size, whether it's smaller, whether it's bigger. It all affects the sensitivity. It affects how much a ball move, how much movement. The button size affects everything. And where you place your gadget button, your hypercharge button, it affects everything, even your movement. And for those who don't know, I actually play with my index finger, which is very, very strange. I think so far I haven't heard of people who plays with an index finger. But if you know anyone who plays with an index finger, please comment below. I did say it during my self-introduction video. I really want to know if there's anyone else who plays with the index finger. So with the first point, custom your control. Button size affects your sensitivity. That you must know. How do you know what is the right size for the button? You just head to the training ground. You just keep adjusting your button. Do flick shots. Make sure the flick shots are 80% accurate or 90%. Maybe you're not skilled enough, maybe 80-70% accurate. Make sure you're very comfortable with it. Make sure when you're using the super button, and for example you want to jump hyper all the way back, and then you have to flick your super down. Make sure you don't have to flick over the phone. Make sure everything done is within the screen. Don't put the button size too low, basically. Don't put it too far to the right or anything. Make sure there's space for your thumb to move within the screen. Sure your button size is correct. You can do many flick shots to test it out. And you can walk and aim, aka track an object, to make sure you're comfortable with the button size. And this is very important to improve your skill. Even though you might be playing with the default controls, maybe, and you don't even bother changing it. You have to change it. You have to change it. Even though you play for a long time, in the long run, you will really improve tremendously. And that's for the first point, custom control. And for the second point, if you really want to rise the trophies fast, every game you go into, you shouldn't go in without warm-up. Alright. If you're very serious, do some warm-up, practice in training grounds, make sure your shots are quite accurate, make sure your hands are warm, hop into unranked gameplays, make sure that you're really warmed. Maybe give yourself maybe 2 games or 3 games to warm up before you head into a game. Why is this so important? It's because if you head into a game without warm up and somehow you lost because you actually didn't warm up, imagine that was the cause of your loss. You will have to play another game to get back that loss, right? Unless you're playing some low rank. And it's just very time wasting. And it actually affects your mentality too. So you might as well go in the game and start winning immediately. So for the second, warm up. Third, something that I don't think any people will actually go and do it because it's very nerdy. But it's so important to know how many ammo it takes to charge up your super. For some brawlers, that's important. How much damage your opponent does to you, how much health you have. Basically, the third point, study brawlers. You have to study how much damage your brawler does with one shot so that you can calculate, oh, with one more shot I can end this guy, with 2 more shots I can eliminate this guy. You have to study how many shots to get your super and all that. So many things you can study, but mainly you want to study to know how much shots you get for your super, how much damage you do to your enemy. At best case scenario, if you know how much damage your enemy do to you, whether you should dodge them. For example, Draco. You want to gadget when your health cannot fall below 1 health for 2 seconds. For example, I'm Draco and I'm fighting a Fang. If I know 1 more shot from the Fang will end me, I can quickly gadget and save my life and like do many more things. But if I don't know and I didn't gadget, I just let him hit me and I die. It's such a waste. I could have maybe a comeback or with the gadget, make the gadget useful or something. You know these kind of mini things, and many of these mini things will add up to whether you're pro or whether you're just not good at Brawl Stars. So yes, third point, very important to study brawlers. But maybe you don't need to study an hour sit and study, you don't need to do that. I just want you to have the mindfulness to go and look up and check out at least the brawler that you're playing. Alright, thank you. So for the third point, study brawlers. Fourth point, always stay calm, even at 1 health. Now, if you can master this, to always relax and stay calm, even though your opponent is at max health, you have a very good mentality in a way. When this also improves your skill. Why? Because many a times when people are low health, they just charge in, they feel they're gonna die, they're not gonna bother dodging, they just shoot their last shot, try to get their accuracy, and that's it. But that's not how you play Brawl Stars. You have to last every single health you have. Even from the beginning, even though you have high health, you shouldn't rush in. Every single shot you give to the enemy it's like you're losing a 1v1 and you're giving them super and all that thing. And imagine you stay calm at 1 health. Do you think the opponent is calm when he tries to fire 2 ammos at you and he somehow couldn't end you even though you're 1 health? psychology game here. So if you can stay calm and dodge his bullets, because it's very predictable, because usually when you're 1 health, people are like, wow, let's shoot him down. If you can play the psychological card and all that, this game is very psychological. It's not only just shooting and all that. You have to know, read people pattern, read how they dodge and all that so that you can shoot them. But that will be the advanced technique. Let's not go there. So yes, for the first subcategory, improve skill, we have custom your control, warm up, study brawlers, and fourth, to always relax and stay calm even at 1 health. Alright, so go and quickly do all those things and come back to the second category which I'm going to talk now. Actually, I think I'll talk about the second category, which is playing conditions, at another video, because this video is going to take 10 plus minutes according to my recording time. And the shirt is designed by me. Hope you guys can buy it. You guys can buy it on my store, only store you need. Instagram page is also in my description. And see you in the next video.